Hi there. Can we be honest with one another for just a few minutes? Do you ever feel like you're struggling just to get things done? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel overwhelmed sometimes. You know, life is just, it's overwhelming. There's so much to do, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I feel like there's just not enough hours in the day to accomplish everything. And, you know, I'm pulled in a million directions. The home, the kids, the marriage needs nurturing, work, bills, taking care of yourself. Like, where's that supposed to fit into everything? So many relationships that you need to work on, and I don't know, it's exhausting. The funniest question I get asked is, Eve, how do you manage? What a joke. Seriously? Who's managing? We're all jugglers, and we drop the balls at times, and that's okay. That's life. You know, we can't do everything perfectly and everything at once. We're just human. There's a great children's book that I read to my kids at the library. It's called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And it's hysterical. It goes something like this. If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk, but then he'll spill the milk, and he's going to look for the cleaning stuff to clean it up, and he's going to decide that the windows also need a good wash, and he goes on and on and on until he realizes that he's hungry and he asks for a cookie. It's a cute story, but it's not so cute. This is the story of my life. It's like, I go to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and then I notice that my 2-year-old has spilt Cheerios all over the floor because he insists on eating by himself. So I get out the broom and I try to attempt to do the job and clean it up, but before I finish, my phone rings. And it's the dentist, which is reminding me of the appointment that I have tomorrow, and I'm like, shoot, I have to call the school and tell them my kids aren't going to come. I need a substitute for my class. Oh, and then I have to reschedule like my meeting, and it just goes on, and I didn't even get myself a drink of water. We're pulled in so many directions. Every beep and ding of our devices, it just scatters us, and we're so fragmented, our concentration, it's just crazy. We need to stop. Just every now and then, we need to catch our breath. And we need to take our pulse and reprioritize where we are and where we're headed. And this is a good time. It's summertime. Things are slowed down just a little bit, and before the year starts again, this is the time to get back on track. So meaning well, I took out a book from the library. It was called Getting Things Done. And I took it out and I renewed it again and again and again and again. And it sat on my desk for months, and I didn't even find the time to open it. Yeah, I meant well, but I procrastinated. And why? Why do we do that? Like, we just push things off, and then it doesn't get done, and then things build up, and then we're frustrated and overwhelmed. And this happens all the time. In the book of Mesilat Yesharim, The Path of the Just, it says that the quality of zrizut, which is alacrity, is the crown jewel of all other character traits. Because with zrizut, you take the action to work on yourself. One who's lazy just won't take those steps. Taking action or accomplishing goals, both big and small, it takes determination. But the Gemara states that in the path with which one wants to go, he desires to go, he will be led. It's like the expression that we say, when there's a will, there's a way, right? It's like, it's possible. You just need the determination in that direction. So I have 4 steps that might help you. They've definitely helped me get things done. Okay, step number 1. You got to know where you're headed. What are you set out to accomplish? Like, imagine a builder without a blueprint. He's not going to get very far. Stephen Covey, he says, you need to connect to your vision. You have to set goals for yourself, some small ones, some big ones. What do you want to do that day? And where do you want to see yourself in 10 years from now? And your goals have to be smart, small, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals. You could remember that acronym for SMART goals. Step 2, we need to appreciate our life and every minute. We all have the same 24 hours in our day. And there's no way to get any more time. You can't buy an extra few hours. But we need to utilize our time wisely. Laziness is a tool of the evil inclination, the Yetzer Hara. It tells you you have your whole life to get things done. You could just sit back and relax right now. In the book of Pirkei Avot, the Ethics of Our Fathers, Hillel, our great sage, says, Im lo achshav eimatai, if not now, then when? And another thing, in the Torah, our forefathers and foremothers, they always did their mitzvot with a lot of energy and zrizut. Step number 3, you have to just do it sometimes. You have to just jump in. The beginning is always uncomfortable. It's like when you start exercising and you're a little bit out of shape, the beginning is pure torture. You could barely walk up the steps. You're like achy and sore and Charlie horse all over. Or for me, when I learn a new computer program for work, it's torture. It's torture. Even getting a new cell phone. Kol hatchalot kashot. All beginnings are difficult. You're going to need to jump in. Step number 4, celebrate your accomplishments. Don't wait until it gets perfect because it's never going to be totally perfect. Every little thing is a victory. Years ago, I went to a time management class and the coach asked me, "What is working for you, Eve?" I looked at her blankly and answered, "Things are not working for me and that's why I'm here tonight." She kept asking the question again and again. She was pushing it. She said, "No, really, what is working for you?" And I was like, "Seriously, it's not working. I need help. That's why I'm here." And she kept on pushing. She said, "You got here tonight on time. Did you get your kids to bed before you came?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Did you serve them supper?" I said, "Yeah. It wasn't gourmet, but it was nutritious." She said, "Were your kids clean and are they wearing clean clothing?" Yes. She ended up pulling out a whole list of accomplishments that I did just that day. And I didn't give myself any credit for any of those little things that were working well in my life. It's important to love yourself and to celebrate your successes. Different tricks work for different people. I've read lots of great books on becoming a more productive person. Different things work for different people. A lot of these things that I've read in books just do not work for me. For me, I like visual reminders. I like big paper calendars. Yeah, the ones that you actually write in, not, type into. And I love to-do lists. I love having a list and taking a pen and checking off the things. To me, there's no greater feeling in the world than checking things off. And I even keep a pad of paper and pen near my bed. And sometimes in the middle of the night, if I'm thinking of something, I just want to jot it down and take it out, off my head onto the paper, and it puts me at ease and it helps me, sleep better. So there's lots of ideas out there. And we have to remember, Rome was not built in one day. It takes time to change habits. I have a long way to go. You could ask my husband. And, sometimes we just need to pray to God to help us in this process. We need to pray for extra patience and acceptance of who we are and appreciate every new day as a new start. Every given moment, we have the ability to choose our thoughts, our words, and our actions. I think today will be a very productive day. Thank you for joining me for A Dash of Eve.